So a lot in the last month or so has been surfacing when it comes to Ellen DeGeneres, and she's now being exposed. Well, in the past month or so, and even more bad news has also just come out in the last couple of days. Hey guys, it's Murad Morali. Hope you guys are doing well today. If you haven't already, click that button for daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram, subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. Click that button for daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram and let's get into this video. Now, a lot of people were coming out against Ellen, and I didn't really speak on it on this channel, so I want to get into that first, and that is what I'm referring to when it comes to the exposure. But there's also has been some bad news that has also been announced in the last 24 to 48 hours, and as well as Ellen trending a lot on Twitter. So it's a lot in this video. But we're going to start with the people that have come out and kind of exposed her and have said really bad things about her. So YouTubers such as Nikki Tutorials, who recently come out to her fans as transgender, said appearing on the show had always been a dream, but she was none too happy with her experience when the dream actually came true. She told fans, "Don't meet your idols," after being disappointed by Ellen, who she alleged treated her differently from other guests. According to US Weekly, Nikki claimed, "Maybe I'm being naive, but I expected them to welcome me with confetti. Welcome to the Ellen show. But instead, I got treated like an angry intern who was a bit overworked. I expected a Disney show, but I got a Teletubbies after dark. Every guest at Ellen had a private toilet, but I didn't. I should have just went on Degeneres show," I thought to myself, which is a show in I believe the Netherlands. After Ellen interview, Nikki also claimed that the host was very distant and cold. Others have come forward now with similar stories. For example, former bodyguard Tom called the talk show host cold and demeaning after working with her at the 2014 Oscars, whilst an ex-employee of hers recently claimed her nice demeanor is fake. Damn. TV writer Benjamin claimed Ellen is not always the nicest to her talk show co-workers, according to stories he's heard, and comedian Chris Farrer alleged she almost got fired from her job because of the talk show host. So, we've had all these people who have spoken out about Ellen and are basically kind of, exposing her and so forth, and really getting into how she treats people, and that she actually is very sinister, and that she treats people just with disregard, disrespect, and there's this kind of mentality where behind the scenes you're just irrelevant to me and I'm better than you. This kind of hierarchical kind of mob mentality kind of ish behavior, and that she runs it, and that she basically is very different to how she appears on screen. This is what people are saying from guests she's having the show to bodyguards and so forth. People that are around her or see her are saying all of this. So that was in reference to her being exposed, which actually happened a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't touch on it, but I want to include it in this video because it's all related. And now there obviously is a lot of bad news which is currently being announced, that Ellen certainly isn't the popular host anymore that she used to be. Ellen's long-running talk show continued to drop in the ratings after rumors began to spread that the popular host is mean to those around her. The program has now plummeted to a new record low as backlash against the 62-year-old refused to let up. The Ellen show reportedly fell 14% to a new season 17 lower rating of 1.2. This puts the series behind Live with Kelly and Ryan, which had a 2.0, and Dr. Phil with a 1.5, so it's now below Dr. Phil. Just a few weeks ago, it had tied with Dr. Phil, so of course it has continued to slide. So it's slowly getting just worse and worse for her. Viewership began to decline after former employees, colleagues and guests came to claim about Ellen being very mean. Several people who either have worked with her or visited the show come forward to denounce her sunny image, claiming that behind the scenes the comedian is a very different person. So is she always nice? No, said a former staffer. It irritates me that people think she's all sweetness and light and she gets away with it. The host was recently the subject of a viral Twitter thread that centered on the topic Degeneres was the meanest person alive, encouraging people to share any personal stories they had to validate the theory. So we have a lot of people, even comedian Kevin T. Porter tweeted, "Right now, all we need a little bit of kindness, like Ellen always talks about. She always notoriously one of the meanest people alive." Responds to this with the most insane stories you've heard about Ellen being mean, and then you had a lot of people who came forward where a new star member was told every day she picked something different to really hate. It's not your fault, just suck it up for the day and she'll be mean to someone else the next day. They didn't believe it, but it ended up being entirely true. So she seems to be this just big, massive bully, basically. Like big bully on the show, and now she's facing the consequences. So not only was she being exposed, let's just say in the last month or so, gradually, but also gradually the ratings of her show is falling, just declining massively to the point where she's below. She went from 2.0 to nearly 1.0, nearly losing 1 million, just like that, and it's slowly going in that way. There's also been a lot of trending with Ellen saying that basically the show is just going down. Jimmy Kimmel apparently was a reference to it, and now there's rumors going around also with the bad news that the show apparently is going to be cancelled. That is what's going to happen. I don't know. There could be a new normal post this whole situation, the lockdown. I don't think the show's gonna get cancelled yet, but that is what it seems like with everything coming out in the light. Let me know your thoughts on when it comes to this, because it's becoming a conversation again on Twitter, and I should have addressed it. I made a video on it, you know, 3-4 weeks ago when it was first becoming a topic, but I just didn't do it. Perhaps because I was busy with other stuff, but I felt like, you know, now that this current news is coming on, I wanted to combine it with everything else in the past that I didn't actually address. Let me know your thoughts are when it comes to this. Are you guys a fan of Ellen, or are you guys not a fan? What are your thoughts on everything that is coming out? Subscribe to the channel, guys. I would appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.